Hey guys, what I ate today while pregnant as a vegan, pregnant, whatever. Yeah, I haven't done one of these in a while. Like I said before, they're usually pretty much all the same. This one's a little bit different though, so I figured I would do one. And this will probably be the last one that I do, for a little while. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Yeah, so I started the day with coffee, delicious coffee, still using that shade grown coffee that I mentioned in my supplements and drugs video, which was not advertiser friendly, by the way, because I was promoting drugs in it. No, I did appeal that, and they were like, oh yeah, okay, so it was remonetized, but I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, so coffee and Splenda. I've been putting a little bit of sugar in there because fuck it, I'm pregnant, I don't care. I want sugar. So I put like a spoonful of sugar and then like 2 of Splenda, and then soy milk, which also has sugar in it. It's maybe a little bit excessive, but it's so delicious. It's like the one food I look forward to. That'll probably be the next pregnancy themed video that I do, talking about food aversion and appetite and things like that, because that's been my problem. I've talked about before. I haven't had any trouble gaining too much weight. I haven't had any real trouble with like cravings and eating too much at all. I've had the exact opposite problem. I'm pretty far along in my pregnancy now, and I've been able to eat enough, but I don't really enjoy food. It's pretty much a chore all the time, except when it comes to coffee and my pickle and olives, which I have pretty much every day. I did not have it this day though. And my popcorn, which I will get to soon. Those are like the 3 things I get excited about. Everything else is like, okay, it's time to eat again. I feel really full and uncomfortable for the next hour. Great. Then I had Cinnamon Life cereal with some slivered almonds. So that's pretty good. It's a fairly small meal, but it's like, it's probably like 400 calories because I use the soy milk, which is 100, the almonds, which is 100, and then the cereal, which is another probably like 200 calories. They also have a new one. They have a vanilla life cereal. I call it cake cereal because it tastes like frosting. It tastes like vanilla frosting, and it's great at first. It's like, wow, this is so delicious. But I think I had, over like a few days, I would have like a bowl a day, and it was just like, man, this is just too, once you get like halfway through the bowl, it's like, I think my brain just thinks I'm eating frosting. It's like, what are you doing? This is disgusting. Yeah, I can't eat very much of it. Yeah, but it's pretty awesome. It's actually less sugar than the Cinnamon Life. It only has 6 grams of sugar versus 8 for the Cinnamon Life. I really like the Quaker brand. I really like their cereals because it's kind of the best of both worlds in terms of the like conventional cereals versus the organic natural cereals. So the conventional ones, most of them, like Post, General Mills, all of that, they have vitamin D in it. Not a big deal, I talked about in this video, but for those who just want to avoid it, again, I don't think you should have to avoid it. I don't think it's a big deal at all, but I do choose to for, I don't know why, because I do. So a lot of those, they're fortified and they've got all the good stuff, but then they also have D3. And then you have the organic stuff, which doesn't have D3, but it's not fortified with anything else either. So it's just sugar. Like half of them are just rice and sugar, right? So it's like, what? Well, like then you have Quaker, which is kind of the best of both worlds. They're fortified with pretty much everything except for D. They don't include vitamin D. For some reason, they don't include vitamin D in their cereals, at least in the 2. They don't have that very many. They have the Cinnamon Life and then those squares, those like kind of pillowy kind of squares. They're also whole grain is the first ingredient, and they don't have a ton of sugar. Again, even the Cinnamon Life only has 8 grams, where, I mean, we just got some cereal on sale from Sprouts. I forgot the brand, but it's this big box of basically Captain Crunch, but the natural kind. So not Captain Crunch, but it basically is. One serving had like 14 grams of sugar. It's just ridiculous. And again, then none of the vitamins or anything. So it's like, this is actually, I'm pretty sure this is worse than Captain Crunch. How do you make cereal that's worse than Captain Crunch? It's amazing. And then sell it as like, it's healthy because no preservatives. Okay. I don't think so. Anyway, that's my cereal rant. Go for the Cinnamon Life. It's pretty delicious and not terrible. Next, I had another one of those Soylent bars. I was out. We don't have any of those, so I don't eat them regularly, but my mom has some, so I was at the house, and every time I go over there, I grab one, because, oh man, they're really, really delicious. Next, I had some pasta. This is different than my usual pasta, which I haven't made in a while just because I'm lazy. This, I made like a cold pasta salad so I could just make it all in advance and just put it in the fridge in a giant bowl. I didn't eat all of this in the bowl. I just eat it straight out of the bowl because whatever. Yeah, so it's good. It's a little bland. There's some changes I would make. Obviously it's just whole wheat penne pasta and some grape tomatoes sliced up and some cucumber, and the cheese in there is Daya mozzarella shreds. And then it's got some oily garlic, red pepper yumminess. Next time I'll definitely add probably more garlic. It's got a fair amount of garlic in there, but I really like garlic. I would also add some more red pepper flakes. I was really careful on that, but I could have added more. And probably do like some red wine vinegar, kind of like more of an Italian dressing kind of deal. I think that would be tasty. And a lot more tomatoes and a lot more cucumber as well. And I think that will be super delicious. Speaking of tomatoes, I then had some of these delicious Campari tomatoes. I love these little things, but they're too expensive. They're usually like $3-4 a pound, I think, which is really ridiculous. But Sprouts has had a couple of sales recently. They do their like 72-hour sale over the weekend, and they'll have some things, and they had Camparis for $1 a pound. That's awesome. They did it again here recently, but we missed them. We went too late and all the Campari tomatoes were gone, and I was so sad. Then Kroger was like, don't worry, we can hook you up. We went to Kroger and they had Camparis, and same price, these 2-pound packages for $2. So I bought 3 of those packages. I would have bought 4, but someone was like, maybe 3. Maybe you can't actually eat 4 packages of tomatoes, 8 pounds of tomatoes before they go bad. So this is probably a wise decision. Then I had my pregnancy smoothie, my tried and true smoothie that I still have pretty much every single day. It's easy to eat and tasty and lots of calories, so that's awesome. And then I had my popcorn. So we use the little air popper. You can get it on Amazon. Actually, I think I've seen it at Kroger too for like $20. And we air pop it, and then we put canola oil over it, and then salt. We don't buy popcorn salt. We just take salt and grind it up in I say we, but I don't do any of this. He does it. He always makes the popcorn, which makes them even more delicious because I didn't have to make it. So he just grinds it up, and we have like a little coffee spice grinder, and some nutritional yeast, a lot of nutritional yeast. Oh, it's so delicious. So we share that. I eat like half of a giant bowl. And then my supplements, which I've talked about before, I've also started taking choline because breastfeeding women are, I think 550 milligrams a day. So it's more, and it's actually recommended to start taking that later in your pregnancy as well. And I get a lot of choline actually. I was pretty surprised, but I mean the amount of peanut butter I eat and soy and all of that stuff, I do get a fair amount of choline, but not quite the 550 for breastfeeding. So I have started taking one of those like every other day. Speaking of breastfeeding, I did do a video on that and infant formula, soy formula just recently, so you can check that out here. And that is truly it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to share what you ate today, of course, leave that down below. And if you want to subscribe, and I will have a new video very soon. We'll see.